Good morning, Charlene. Thank you so much for taking our time to share your journey with us today. I'm super excited to dive more into how you have started your business, how you have grown it, and what role Seeds Leveling It Up have played in your success. First of all, I would like to congratulate on your success and growth of Optimized Business Solutions and Services and being a finalist for New Business of the Year this year for 2025 Halifax Business Awards.
Oh, thank you for that. That alone has been a wonderful journey. They actually have been treating us like royalty. We've had a photo shoot and a video shoot, and there's a luncheon, and it's a black tie affair. I don't know if anybody has been, but and honestly, one of the biggest things that I've gotten from it is all the people that I've been being able to meet along the way. That really makes a difference to me and Optimize and making sure that we make our community bigger and have the right people in it.
No, it's exciting. This year, even Seed is nominated for not for a profit category, and Craig is like our CEO is going for all that, and it's exciting. We can feel all that buzz for sure.
They do a good job
So
of it.
yeah, they do that. So we know at Optimize, your mission is to empower small businesses, business owners, and leaders to achieve their goals through unique combination of expert guidance, streamlining processes, and authentic relationship. So my next question to you is, let's start with a little bit about you, your business idea, and what inspired you in the first place.
That is a great question. So, after spending almost 25 years working with other entrepreneurs and small businesses, I saw how common it was for bottlenecks in time, task, and cost tracking to hold businesses back. It didn't matter, even the most passionate and creative, talented people. Were doing like they did a really good job at what they do. But those foundational blocks of tracking those items can become really hard. And I've watched a lot of failures happen because of it. So, based on my skill set that I learned through the corporate, through family run businesses, and of course, my superpower of ADHD, um, being able to spot the bottlenecks and then have solutions, I wanted to take that and share that with these business owners. So that was the inspiration to go and help them be successful. I love organizing chaos and I really like helping others. And I knew that I had a talent to be able to do it from all of the skills and help that I've learned over the years. So that is where Optimize was born, be able to come out and help the little guys. I had been doing it for a long time in a corporate world, people who had been making billions of dollars a year, not losing sleep over things. Um, Whereas I was losing sleep for other things. So now I wanted to go lose sleep for the people that were losing sleep as well. So that's where Optimize came from.
No, that's amazing. So yeah, it definitely sounds like you come from such a genuine place to start this whole business idea for sure. With the career and background in construction and facility management, we can see that your passion for this efficiency and dedication to help others and unlock their true potential is so inspirational for us, honestly. We can see that through.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's totally different getting up every morning to help the people, like the individual people in small companies. And when I walk in and people say, I didn't know I needed you until I had you, or you've made my life so much better. And we're talking about, the office manager of the business that we're helping, or the people's significant others are going, thank you for giving me my person back. There's just so much more rewarding in helping these people out individually and on the smaller basis, and giving back that way.
So if you have to sum up Optimize in one sentence, how would you describe that what it offers to the community?
Ooh, um, that's a great question. I always go back to capacity. It gives you capacity to do what you want to do. So It could be to increase revenues, increase profits, put out a new product or service, but it could be just to spend more time with your family. So it's capacity. We create the capacity and then you decide what you want to do with that.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. So my next question to you is regarding what challenges did you face early on with your business, either starting or even while growing and right now, currently, if you wanted to share with us.
Yeah. So there's two pieces, and one I'm going to say is loneliness. That's huge. That is huge. If I didn't have the people, like as I started out with only a few people around, and the community that's built, entrepreneurship and opening a business without having that support is I just don't know where I would be. And then the second challenge is also I sell streamlining your business, I sell being in control of your business, but refinement is a little bit different than creation. So that piece of trying to create all of these things, wear all of these hats, and get to the place where you have a viable business is extremely hard. So again, it comes back to your community. So the two challenges are the same, but I believe it always comes back to your community.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so yeah, we heard about the challenges and we can see that there was that community piece was missing and that was the biggest challenge. Then how did this leveling it up by seed came into the picture? Like I would love to know how did you got to know about it and what role did it play when you were going through these challenges?
That's actually very interesting. Um, I can't tell you exactly, but I will tell you that I was hungry for community and having regular responsibilities, having a sense of responsibility, I guess is probably the way to put it.
Mm.
And when you don't need to be responsible to anybody, except for yourself.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time. You know what? I probably would say that it came through the Center for Women in Business. Center for Women in Business was wonderful, and their coffee talks every Thursday. And I'm almost guaranteeing you it came out of there.
Mm,
That somebody let me know about it.
mm,
And so when I investigated to understand what it was and what was available to me, once I learned, especially because I was trying to understand the requirements and eligibility.
yeah.
And I actually was late diagnosed ADHD just a year prior to me starting the
Mm,
business.
mm,
And so it was fairly new. So to understand that there was a program out there that was willing to help um, due to something, a disability that I have learned, and being a woman, and all of these
mm,
things, I was
mm,
super intrigued. And so I found it. And the more I learned, the more I got very excited. The things that came out of this program were wonderful. Um, Not only the people that I've met and the leaders that are now all part of my regular network, but also, you know, the legal help from Dalhousie was massive.
mm.
Um, so there's so many aspects, right? The community, the people, the learning, and right down to legal help was huge. So.
Amazing. No, thank you for summing it up all in one, like in few words and few lines, because we know from our experience, like how to explain that what impact or what role did it play. It's amalgamated in your journey itself, right? So it's very difficult to define it. So thank you for laying it out for us. I think I would like to hand off to Caitlin, and she would like to ask you a few more questions.
Yeah, thanks,
Excellent.
Priyanka. Yeah, Charlene, it seems like you've taken some like different components from leveling it up to best suit what you needed and where you were at in your journey. So I would love to know, did you have some sort of takeaway or aha moment that has really stuck with you and affected what you're doing today?
Um, I think that there's lots of things that have stuck with me. I will say that probably the most impactful as far as my confidence goes and the growth that we've had is that realizing that even the most experienced entrepreneurs struggle, and that there are so many aspects in your business that you can't know and do them all well. And so it's okay to ask for help. That was really big for me and understanding, even within my groups, people would say, well, is your ideal client, I want to share tips and tricks all the time. And sometimes they'll be like, well, is your ideal client, like if you're looking at clients that are making millions of dollars in revenue a year, are they really struggling with how to send an email? And I was like, yes. There are very successful people, especially when it's a different like generation, and depending on what the background is, yes, using an email and using it to the best of its ability, it can be very hard. So sometimes it's those foundation pieces.
So I would love to know, were there any particular partners or facilitators that made a difference with you or that you connected with?
Oh yeah. Every single one of them. But Kathy C with Pepper Marketing, and Thrive Academy. She was phenomenal from day one. Not only did she help me give practical things for all of my client facing, we go through the website and all of your different social medias, but also she's the one that continued to ask me questions to get me out of the weeds, to get my message out there, to bring value to the clients, um, and think about it from a higher level. So she's been wonderful. I absolutely love interacting with her and the knowledge within her program because it's the one that's a full year. Um, I, I really don't even have words because there's so much there, and she's so knowledgeable on the things that are up to date. And you get to spend tech time with her, you get to spend a group class with her, you have all of her stuff in her workshops online. Most times, if I was trying to recommend leveling it up to other people, it was like, you need to go check out Kathy's stuff. Like this, if you're doing it, this is the one thing that you have to do. And especially because it's the year-long program, I think that makes a difference as well. Mary Jane, the telephone lady, I just talked to her the other day. I did her course in the initial part of this year, and then I did some office hours in this quarter. But she throws you off a little bit. The telephone lady, none of us like the telephone. Who wants to learn about using the telephone because we don't really want to use it? Um, but she was able to understand what I was trying to share to potential clients and give me ways that didn't feel so salesy. I'm not a salesperson. I will tell you what I believe in, and I can be very, very enthusiastic about that. But if I don't know what's going on in your head and exactly what you need, it's very hard for me to help you understand what I want to give you. So she gives this ability to not have to push. You're not pushing your sales. She lets you understand that, there's so many points of contact before it's an actual sale. Don't consider it a sale. Just consider it a conversation. And again, for me, that one-on-one time is huge. I need the advice being put directly to my company, and to my situation, applying it that way. And these guys were able to do that. Also, again, Dal and their legal team was amazing. We were able to incorporate with their help. I am also looking to take some of the profits from Optimize and give back to abused women, and help them when they're looking to get out of a situation with legal help. So we're taking a small percentage of the profits and being able to give back, and they're helping guide us through that as well. which is really huge for me. It was near and dear to my heart, and having that kind of free of charge to help us be able to do that just helps us give more money back, right? So again, I can't really say enough about that, as well as my presentation course with Tish Parker Kemp. That was the very first one that I started. Like I will remember to this day, that was the first one I signed up on a Monday. And I was like, what did I get myself into? Like, I'm not getting up on stage and talking to all kinds of people. Why do I need to be in this presentation course? Um, however, again, she starts you right out with these practical skills where you're videoing yourself and you're in a group of other people who are all in the same spot. And you come out after, I think, maybe 10 weeks, 14 weeks, and you just have a whole new self-confidence to be able to speak in front of people and to ask the questions. Um, and watching the other people in the class grow as well. And some of them, like, it's their full-time job to now, like, present in front of people. And you're like, wow, look at where we started. So yeah, every part of the program that I attended was definitely impactful. And those leaders and instructors are part of my regular network, but also all of the people that joined this with me and did these courses. It's changed the day-to-day interactions that I have and the people that I can call and count on. We've really created some bonds and friendships out of it as well.
Wow. That's amazing, Charlene. That definitely warms our hearts to hear about all the growth and all the work you've seen, but also the connections that you've made with partners and the Leveling It Up community in general. And that's amazing that you're at a point now where you can give back to causes that you're passionate about. Uh, that's really, really awesome. I would love to hear more about your incorporation and what that means for you and your business.
Yeah, so for me, it was very important to take the incorporation, take the company from a sole proprietorship into a corporation, um, because everything that I do, and I have to be cautious here, but everything that Optimize is about is helping others. So we've had virtual task assistants working with us, and the whole goal is to give them some flexible work and ability to supplement other income or be able to be a full-time at-home parent and supplement income. Um, just help people that have challenges in their, keeping just having a full-time job that's 8 to 4, and that may not be enough, or they may not be able to do that. So I wanted to do this in a manner that I can help others. So I want to help the other business owners. I want to help the other people that are working with us. I'm not here to make a massive profit off of this. What I want is other people come to work every day that enjoy their work. I want to help people with those people every day. And incorporating allows us to take it from a sole prop into an incorporation where I can visibly see the profits, and do things like give back to abused women and that need some support. And as well, those people within the company that are going above and beyond, or we've got a really great project, or there's any kind of means to share. Having it incorporated allows us to see that a lot more visibly cleaner than as a sole proprietor. And that way I can give incentives to, if we've done really well this year, percentage is going to go back to everybody that was included in that. It's been my vision right from the beginning to be able to share that way. So yeah, it's pretty huge to have it incorporated and have that clarity and the ability to see the visibility that way.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. That is really exciting that you can see your vision come to fruition like that. And it seems like you've been experiencing a lot of milestones and growth and exciting times in your business lately. Have you seen any ripple effects because of this? Now, this can be either in your community or financially or economically or in terms of um, the people on your team or anything like that.
Yeah. Hmm. There are lots of ripple effects, and sometimes I don't remember them. I went to a conference recently and they said imposter syndrome is one of two things. You didn't do the work or you don't remind yourself of the work. And I think a lot of people don't remind themselves of the work because we just take it for granted that that's how that worked. And we enjoyed it. So we don't think too much about it. But we've worked with a few people who were ready to leave their businesses, bankrupt or just like not feeling confident and needing to say, okay, I need to have a sustainable, steady income. I need to go back into the corporate world. So there's been several people who have stayed within their business and are thriving and able to support their families. That alone is huge. Um, We've helped different businesses with over $50,000 in government grants to help digitalize their business. That's huge in its own, and that has such a ripple effect. There's so many people out there who have created these massive, successful businesses doing what they love. But unfortunately, technology has changed. And if you don't embrace that, you're just kind of putting yourself into the ground. And so for the government to have brought this ability out to share, um, and being able to connect those people with that was massive. And again, that will create some sustainability for those businesses. They'll be able to sell them or pass them on, and they're just going to continue. That for me is huge. And then some of the biggest things, which I think I've already mentioned, is I've watched at least one person be able to take 6 family vacations unplugged this year. And that doesn't have a price tag on it. For him, it wasn't about changing his revenues or his profits or anything. It was just about being able to have systems in place to walk away. So again, these are have a ripple effect all the way down to the consumers at the end of the day, and the customer experience is really important. So being able to do these things, if you're more confident, if you have systems in place, if you're digitalized, the consumer then benefits, and it just goes all the way around, right? Everybody's happier together.
That's phenomenal to hear. Congratulations on all of that. That's so exciting, and it is so important to go back and recognize and celebrate those wins in your business, in your community, with your clients. That is so great to hear. I have one more question for you about leveling it up, and it's why do you think that there should be more programs like Seeds Leveling It Up, and why is this important for entrepreneurs like yourself?
Um, so I can't say enough about community. Um, somebody and I keep using that word, and it actually came out of one of the questions that the Commerce asked us. And they said, so what I'm hearing is the most important thing is your community. That's what's come out of this. And it really has. And that's what this brings to you. I had no idea that any of these options were out there. I didn't understand that these people were out there. The training courses, I didn't even know they were there, let alone have the ability and the support to be given these things. So I think that's what this does. It brings people together, it removes the loneliness, it educates them, it gives them practical tools. Um, and it really truly will help them level up. I don't know if I didn't have this community. Actually, I know if I didn't have the community, I wouldn't be here today. I would have went back to the corporate world. I would have given up. It takes a long time. I'm very happy for people whose businesses take off very quickly, but that's usually not the case. There's usually quite a bit of time where you are hustling and spending. So having that community that understands, that can give you the practical tips. Um, I truly believe that it's communities like this and the seed programs that will help people flourish. And without them, that's not going to happen. We're struggling right now against a lot of things that are going to hurt small businesses. For example, this tax break. I feel very strongly on this. And it sounds wonderful for a lot of people. You know, there's a tax break coming, but what we have to realize is it's going to impact these small businesses. The amount of changes that they have to do to even the one where we're going for one point coming up can be very hard. So having communities and programs like this where we can support each other in knowing this is how I got through it. These are the things you have to change. This is how we can work together. Um, is the only way this is going to flourish. And if we don't have the entrepreneurs, we're going to only have these big box companies where customer service has gone out the window for everybody. We know that everyone blamed COVID for a very long time. COVID is no longer, and we still get very poor customer service. We need these small businesses to come back. We need the customer experience to be important. We need people to be confident in the services and products that they're buying instead of nobody being accountable anywhere. And the only way we're going to have that is helping these businesses grow from the ground up, and put that accountability back in, and the entrepreneurial spirit and passion. So I feel like that's very important. And that's why these kind of programs need to exist.
Oh, I completely agree. I couldn't have said it better. You said everything just right and totally captured that. Well, Charlene, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story today. It's been a pleasure to chat with you, and it's so clear by the way you talk and the energy you put in that Optimize is more than just a business. It is a combination of your passion and drive to support entrepreneurs like yourself and see them thrive as well. We're honored to have been a part of your journey with Leveling It Up, and we're so excited to see you grow and continue to celebrate your wins over the next year and over the course of your business. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to share before we leave?
No, but thank you very much for having me and having the chance to share some of these passionate items. And for Seed and Leveling It Up for having me for the past while and letting me grow this community.